I'm Kyledhy Guzman. We have this breaking news. An AIRASIA flight from Indonesian city of Serbia is missing. An Indonesian transport official tells CNN Flight 8501 lost contact with air traffic controller early Sunday morning while en route of Singapore. The pilot reportedly requested an unusual route before the plane lost contact. The airplane says a crisis center has been set up and search and rescue operations are underway. Now, there are reports that as many as 162 people are onboard the Airbus 320 like the one you see right in your screen. Indonesian TV reports most are Indonesians, with 3 Koreans, 1 passenger from Singapore, 1 from the UK, and 1 from the Malaysia also on board that flight. AIRASIA Indonesia released a statement which reads in a part. At the present time, we unfortunately have no further information regarding the status of passenger and crew members on board, but we will keep all the parties informed as more information becomes available. Now, there are reports as many 162 people. 162 people were hearing are on the board the Airbus 320. The aircraft is like the one you see here in your screen. Indonesian TV reports most are Indonesian, with 3 Koreans, 1 passenger from Singapore, 1 from the United Kingdom, and 1 from the Malaysia, also on the board. Now, AIRASIA Indonesia issued a statement which reads, "At the present time, we unfortunately have no further information regarding the status of passenger and crew member on the board, but we will keep you all parties informed as more information becomes available." First thing on the story for you. Let's go, CNN Paula Honorax. She joined us now from Seoul. Paula, what's more can tell us? What are you hearing? Yes, absolutely. This is a story that is in motion. But Paula, what can you tell us about the airplane itself, this AIRASIA? Yes, absolutely. But at a time like this, obviously that crisis center will be extremely busy as they really try and gather the data from the aircraft's tracking device. Paula, are you still with me? Yes, we hear from AirAsia saying they don't have much more information to share with us. But let me ask you this. What can you tell us about this road? It's difficult one from Serbia, Indonesia, and Singapore. And Mary, we're part of our coverage with the missing Malaysian Airlines flight 370. Thus departed back on March 8th. As a part of our conversation, we talked a great deal about aircraft's tracking devices, the voice, the data, and the satellite. All of those things talk to us about what will be happening right now in the crisis center. And the bus 370 give us a little back to story to it. It's safe to record. It's a plane that works hard, works tirelessly, flies all over the world. And as we look at this road, the light was flying from Serbia, Indonesia, on its way to Singapore. With what we know of the road itself, it is the area what have had a military satellite that could have detected the plane. Just trying to get a sense of, tracking this aircraft. Yes, it's extremely tough. Mary Scabio joining us there on the phone. Mary Scabio, CNN Aviation Analysis. Always good to talk to you. Thank you for being with us. We will of course ask you to stick around so we can back to you to continue this conversation. As more details come into us, Mary, we thank you. We turn now to Richard Quest, CNN aviation correspondent, who joined us on the phone. Richard, it's hard to believe that the year is not out yet. We're talking about another missing aircraft. We don't believe the details here, but an AIRASIA flight has lost contact with air traffic controllers. What jumps out of you right now? Alright, it's dominant aircraft. Obviously, the question is going to be safety record. The safety record of this aircraft give me insane. As told again, what is happening at the crisis center right now, and those key bits of information you want right now at this moment? Alright, our Richard Quest, CNN aviation correspondent. Do stand by for us, Richard. We will come back to you shortly because I want to bring in Derek Bandam, our mythologist, standing by with more. Obviously, the question on the minds of many as they hear, Derek the pilot reportedly requests a change in the route. Will be the weather? What can tell us about what weather was like that region at the time? This plane lost contact 7:24 a.m. local time Sunday. Derek, let me just ask you before I let you go about the weather condition in that area. What you know at this stage, we don't know what happened to this AirAsia flight, what went missing from Indonesia to Singapore. But Nurse Discovery was pointing out that this time was an area with good route currents. What can you tell us about the water depth? Just give us some sense of the lay of the land. Alright, our Derek Bandam closely monitored this for us from CNN International Weather Center. Derek, we appreciate you. Do stand by for us. There are reports as many as 162 people are on board the Airbus 320. We want to put up a shot on our screen so you can see the aircraft, the type of aircraft that we're talking about. We have a picture that Airbus 320. That's the kind of plane we're talking about, an Airbus 320. Indonesian TV reports the most of those on board this flight are Indonesian. I should say with 3 Koreans, 1 passenger from Singapore, 1 from the United Kingdom, and 1 from the Malaysia, all on board. Now, we're standing by for a statement from the Malaysia's Transport Minister that should be coming in to us any moment now, but it has not come through yet. Let me tell you about the statement that was released by AirAsia Indonesia. A short time ago, this will be part. At the present time, unfortunately have no further information regarding the status of their passenger and crew members on the boat, but we will keep all parties informed as more information becomes available. If you are joining us and you are wondering about this airline, AirAsia, let me bring CNN aviation correspondent Richard Quest, who knows a great deal about this airline and its operation. Richard, if you still with us, as you said for our viewer, tell a little more about this airline. We say it a very reputable airline and it's the dominant airline in Southeast Asia. And Richard, this aircraft the Airbus 320 again. This is workhorse. It's called the workhorse of the skies. It's one with remarkable safety record. Am I right? Richard, many of our viewers who are just joining us may size on this report urging that the pilot importantly requests a road change, an unusual road change. How common, how unusual I should say, is that? You're standing by for a statement from the Malaysian Transport Minister. As you look at the situation, details are dim. So to speak, we don't have a lot. What is that you want to hear? What will you be listening out for? Alright, and Richard, let me ask you this. As you lead CNN coverage of Malaysian Airlines, B70, if I can get the words out, forgive me. We talk a great deal about tracking devices, satellite, radio, all the rest of it. We talk about steps that need to be taken, change that need to be made between now and then, where any changes made to track system on aircraft. Richard, let me ask you just to explain. You said that they're much better at cars in the case as opposed on Flight 370. What exactly do you mean by that? And as you talk about being heavily traveled area, I don't know if you have able to check this. Were there other aircrafts in the skies flying in this route at the same time? Do we know? As we stand by waiting for this Malaysian Transport Minister's statement, which we don't have time for the actually to, but we know that it's coming now, you know. Out of things again from MH370 was the lack of, I should say the lack of, but difficulty in getting information out. I would imagine in this case they were trying to do things very differently, Richard. Alright, Richard. Stand by us for because I want to share with our viewers some information just coming into us. This is developing story. We want to bring our viewers the details immediately as they come to us here in CNN. We're getting this statement, this more detailed Singapore air traffic control was notified at 0754. Sorry, that just moved at 0754 this morning. 0724, I should say that was the last time it local contact with air traffic controllers. Right now, there are crisis center set up and search and rescue operation is underway. And now, this Indonesian AIRASIA aircraft UZ8501 was scheduled to arrive at 7:30 hours local time from Surabaya. It lost contact with Jakarta Air Traffic Control, as I said, at 07:24 hours local time Sunday. Now, Singapore Air Traffic Control was informed of the loss of contact at 0:74 hours by Jakarta Air Traffic Control. These are the new details that I was referring, so that the plane was contact traffic control at 0:74 a.m. that authorized for at 7:74 a.m. So, it took a matter of some 30 minutes. The Indonesian Air Information Region when contact was lost was more than 200 southeast of the Singapore. Jakarta boundary, some details that were just put out for me or haven't had time to through them ourselves to actually make it some sense of it. Richard, we're listening to that information that was coming in as which I share with our viewers in real time. This 7:24, it lost local contact time at 7:54 before Singapore Air authorities realize how to understand that. Yes, that's right. Yes, let me read it to you. I'm reading it real time. It's just coming to us here at CNN. It lost contact with Jakarta Air Traffic Control at 7:24 hour local time. Today is Sunday. Singapore Air Traffic Control was informed of this loss of contact at 7:54 hours. At 7:54 by Jakarta Air Traffic Control. What do you make of that and the time lapse?